Hi, I'm Tlish and you're watching Coffee and Clix. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe and click on the link tree found in the description of this video for links to my media content. Enjoy, and don't forget, wake up and smell the Clix. Hi, I'm Tlish and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Welcome to another team build with Tlish video. And today we're going to be looking at the popular convention exclusive, Con LE, as some people call it, the Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider. Here it is right here. Look at that bad boy. That's Cosmic Ghost Rider. Well, it's just called Ghost Rider, but in the comics he is Cosmic Ghost Rider. Real name Frank Castle, or the Punisher. Believe it or not, it is a future version of Ghost Rider where I think this series was written by Donny Cates. It's about how Punisher becomes Ghost Rider and he becomes a Herald of Galactus and he gains the power Cosmic and he kind of goes crazy. He ends up going back in time and kidnapping baby Thanos as a baby. So he's a really funny and cool character in the comics. So this is the iteration of Cosmic Ghost Rider put out by WizKids as a convention exclusive in Heroclix, in the game of Heroclix. So we're going to take a look at some team builds with Cosmic Ghost Rider, with Ghost Rider MP20-002. And we're going to use him at 100 points. So I'm really excited to build around this figure. I've also played a few games with this team, and also, I'm actually going to give you 3 different versions of this team. And if you want to comment in the YouTube comments below and tell me which one is your favorite version of the team, because there were a couple versions that I thought of that might be good with building around Ghost Rider. This team is going to be a Herald theme team. So, I mean, he has a lot of cool keywords. He has the Assassin keyword, Cosmic, Future, Herald, Minions of Thanos, Monster, Mystical, and Soldier. So, there are a lot of different ways to build around this figure. I think that the one that stood out to me that I thought would be fun to build around would be Herald. I don't think this is like going to be a meta team or anything like that, but I think it's going to be a fun, casual team to use with the Ghost Rider convention exclusive. So let's take a look at it. I had 3 different versions. 2 of them were +4, and then the third version is +5. So let's take a look at the first version of the team. Obviously, we're going to start with Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider comes in at 100 points. He's got 6 range with dual target. He's got the Power Cosmic team ability, which is now has been changed to the Cosmic Energy team ability. But I guess this figure was designed before they had changed the team ability over from Power Cosmic to Cosmic Energy. But it's basically the same thing. So with Power Cosmic, you're protected outwit, and also you can roll for willpower. If you roll for willpower, it's kind of like self-leadership. If you hit a 5 or a 6 on willpower, you can remove a token from yourself. So that's what Power Cosmic does now with the new rules change. He's still protected. It still makes him protected outwit, so you can't outwit any of his powers. He's got the keywords Assassin, Cosmic, Future, Herald, Minions of Thanos, Monster, Mystical, and Soldier keywords. He moves through characters and targets. He's got improved movement characters and improved targeting, hindering. Real name Frank Castle. It's important to note that because he's usually the Punisher, but in this case he is Ghost Rider. Okay. Ghost Rider has a trait, Babysitter from Hell. When a character within 4 squares is damaged by Ghost Rider after resolutions, you may roll a d6. If you roll a 4 through 6, move Ghost Rider up to 4 squares. Then he has another trait, Cosmic Penance. When an opposing character attacks a friendly character after resolutions, give the attacker a penance token. Power, make an attack targeting a single opposing character. Before making the attack roll, you may remove up to 3 penance tokens from the target. Modify attack and damage +1 for each penance token removed. If the attack hits after resolutions, heal Ghost Rider equal to the number of penance tokens removed. So that he can use. Keep in mind that's a power action, so you cannot combine that with running shot. But if he does get knocked onto his sidestep Clix, he can sidestep and then use that power. That's pretty cool. But yeah, he starts with running shot and pen psi. Then we have his defense power. He has a special defense power, but he doesn't get that until his last click, which is energy, shield deflection, and impervious. Okay, Herald of Thanos and the big guy. Okay, energy, shield deflection, and impervious. So he's a pretty good dial. He's got 10 speed with running shot, 11 attack, penetrating psychic blast, 18 defense with impervious, and 4 damage. So those are some pretty good stats. He's also a flyer. I like this figure. He just looks really cool. I mean, I'll show you what he looks like again. There, if I can get it up close. Try to get out of the background so you can see his kind of sculpt. He's got that like energy orb for a wheel. So he's definitely a fun piece. He's carrying Thanos, the baby Thanos. I don't know if you can see it, but he's got baby Thanos right there. Okay, so that is Cosmic Ghost Rider, or Ghost Rider. He's 100 points. So this is going to be a +4 Herald theme team. So the next figure we're going to put on, well, the next figure we're going to put on a team is some equipment. So what are we going to equip Ghost Rider with? We're going to equip him with the Power Gem. So there's the Power Gem. That's 10 points. Modify damage +1, Close Combat Expert, and Range Combat Expert. When this character hits, if the attack roll was 10 or higher after resolutions, deal a hit target +1 penetrating damage. Okay, so if he running shots and uses Range Combat Expert, that gives him +1 attack and +1 damage, and then he has an additional +1 damage. So when he's using running shot, he's getting +1 attack and +2 damage, which puts him at a 12 for 6 penetrating, which is pretty nasty, right? That's pretty nasty for Ghost Rider. And then if he does use his Cosmic Penance trait, he can even do up to like 13 for 7 or even higher. Well, yeah, he could do up to like 13 for 7 penetrating. So that can get crazy if you use Ghost Rider with the Power Gem. Then the next figure we're going to use after the Power Gem is Chip. Chip is a Herald, and he's also going to be our taxi. So he's going to kind of carry all of the other figures around in the team. He has sidestep, 8 speed with sidestep, 10 attack with telekinesis, 18 defense with energy shield deflection, and 2 damage with probability control. TK and probability control are always good. He's got 6 range. Green Lantern of Sector 1014 free. If no construct generated by Chip was on your force this turn, generate a green construct. And so the green construct that he's going to generate is the Catcher's Mitt. Take a look at the Catcher's Mitt here. The Catcher's Mitt has sidestep and a defensive special. It's a construct, so he does not block line of fire, and he does not cause opposing characters to stop moving when they become adjacent to it. I mean, you can see the rules for constructs here. Immediately KO this construct if it is not within 6 squares of the character that generated it. Constructs do not block line of fire, do not require opposing characters to break away, and opposing characters don't stop moving when they become adjacent to a construct. Constructs can't be chosen for Mastermind or have their combat values modified by other characters. But the cool thing about this construct is that adjacent friendly characters have energy shield deflection. That's the defense power on the Catcher's Mitt. So we're going to use that to our advantage to carry everybody around with Chip and give everybody energy shield deflection to keep them safer and boost their defenses. Okay, so we have Ghost Rider, we have Chip, and we have the Power Gem. What are we going to equip Chip with? Because actually we're going to put some equipment on Chip as well. We have the Emotional Modifier. Okay, and the Emotional Modifier is an equipment that allows you to choose one of the following effects. The equipped character has a chosen passive effect until you choose again. Fear, opposing characters within 4 squares modify defense -1. Doubt, opposing characters within 4 squares modify attack -1. And hate, characters within 4 squares and line of fire can use Battle Fury. Okay, and those can all come in very handy. I mean, if you're playing against a team with like Batman Prime that has a lot of mind control, you might want to give all your characters Battle Fury so that they can't be mind controlled. If you are trying to defend your characters and you're already giving them energy shield deflection with the Catcher's Mitt, now you can give your opposing characters -1 attack. So, I mean, effectively, you know, if Ghost Rider has an 18 defense, and then he's getting energy shield deflection, so that's a 20 defense at range, and then you're subtracting 1 from your opponent's attack, that's going to make it really hard to hit the characters on your force. So you can carry them around and kind of keep them defended with really favorable odds mathematically because of all the different modifiers you're using. So that is the Emotional Modifier, and we're going to equip that to Chip. So we're going to equip the Power Gem to Ghost Rider, and we're going to equip the Emotional Modifier to Chip. Then the third figure on the force is going to be Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner is also a Herald. He's a Wonder Woman 80 chase from the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary set. He has Chip is also from the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary set, by the way. So Guy Gardner he's got 3 range with a single target, 9 speed with charge, 12 attack with a special, 18 defense with toughness, 3 damage with exploit weakness. He's 50 points. He's got the Herald, Red Lantern Corps, and Warrior keywords. His real name is Guy Gardner. He happens to be the Red Lantern in this iteration of Guy Gardner. His trait, he also produces a construct free if no construct generated by Guy Gardner was on your force this turn. Generate a red construct. He also has an attack power, 6 against 1, bring it on. Quake, when Guy Gardner uses it and targets 2+ characters, instead of dealing 2 damage, he deals damage equal to the number of adjacent opposing characters +1. So, you know, if he charges in and hits 3 characters with Quake, he's, you know, they're each adjacent to 2 other characters, so he's dealing them 3. He's dealing them each 3 damage, and it's all penetrating because he has exploit weakness on his dial. So the exploit weakness combos with the Quake, and then he can knock them back if he chooses. So, you know, if he attacks 4 characters, 3 of them are adjacent to each one. So I think he's dealing 4 damage, and that's all penetrating. So it depends on how many characters there are adjacent to each other, but Guy Gardner can really dish out a lot of damage. Not only that, but you can just carry Guy Gardner up with Chip, or you can move him up on his own, and then he can generate his construct, and his construct is the chainsaw. So let's take a look at the chainsaw. The chainsaw, I mean, is not autonomous. The catcher's mitt is. If we look at the catcher's mitt happens to be autonomous, which is really good because you can use the catcher's mitt to pick up the power gem and equip it to Ghost Rider, right? You know, because he's autonomous and he's got sidestep. So the catcher's mitt can actually be used to equip on something on first turn. But the chainsaw is not autonomous. But also the chainsaw is really good because it has Flurry and Blades, Claws, Fangs with 11 attack. Okay, only 1 damage, but hopefully you roll good enough on Blades that you don't have to worry about that. And he's got 2 attacks because he's got Flurry. So you can carry Guy Gardner up against something, you know, and then generate that chainsaw, and then that chainsaw could go to town and start hitting people with his Flurry blades. Okay. Not only that, but if Chip is near the catcher's mitt, if Chip, you know, because Chip has the emotional modifier. So if you look at the emotional modifier one more time, you can also choose that opposing characters within 4 squares modify defense -1. So if you do that, it makes it a lot easier for you to land hits with the chainsaw, because the chainsaw will now effectively have like a 12 attack. You know, if you're modifying opposing defenses -1, that will give the chainsaw an easier time to slice through your opponents. Okay, so so far we have the Ghost Rider, which is our main piece that we're focusing on today. We have Chip, who's going to be our taxi. Chip also has the Green Lantern core team ability. I forgot to mention that. So the whole thing that makes Chip a great taxi is because he has the Green Lantern core team ability, which enables Chip to carry 8 other characters, regardless of their speed symbols, right? And Chip can move 8, and then also has sidestep, so he can sidestep 2 and still carry those other figures using the sidestep as well. So Chip's a great piece. He's a great figure, and it's cool that he has the Herald keyword, animal, Green Lantern core, and Herald keyword. Most people see Chip on animal themed teams, but I'm using him on this Herald team today. So we have Ghost Rider, we have Chip, we also have Guy Gardner, okay, and we're equipping Ghost Rider with the power gem. We're equipping Chip with the emotional modifier. And our last figure, so we need something with leadership because we don't have any characters with leadership. So our last figure is also going to be a main attacker that also has leadership. We're going to use Exodus from X-Men Rise and Fall, the rare Exodus from X-Men Rise and Fall. Very cool figure. Exodus is 95 points. He's got 7 range, 9 speed with running shot. He's got the X-Men team ability, which we're not going to really use much on this team. 9 speed with running shot, 11 attack with telekinesis, 18 defense with invulnerable, and 4 damage with leadership. Okay, he can use that telekinesis on first turn to equip Chip with the emotional modifier. So you can, that's the other way to equip the second equipment, because you do have TK on your team, and you also have the catcher's mitt that can go pick something up and then sidestep it back. So you are able to equip both equipments first turn very easily. And then he has 4 damage with leadership. He's got the Acolytes, Brotherhood of Mutants, Herald, Marauders, Past, Quiet Council, and X-Men keywords. Real name, Benet du Paris. I think I pronounced that right. I'm not sure. He's got a Krakoan Revival trait that we're not going to really use because it requires X-Men keyword of figures, which we don't have. But then he has also another trait, Overwhelming Psionic Might, Mind Control. When Exodus uses it, after resolutions, deal a hit character damage equal to Exodus's damage value. This actually came up. So, that's an interesting trait because the damage that is dealt after resolutions is not considered to be from an attack. So it gets around things like mystics. And it gets around things like, you know, if you are dealing damage to somebody with impervious, they can't actually roll for their impervious because the damage that's done after resolutions is not considered an attack. It also gets around things like stop clicks, and it also gets around things like the Danger Room construct trait that says that they can only take 1 damage from opposing attacks. So that after resolutions damage is pretty powerful because it is not considered to be from an attack. The mind control is an attack, but the damage that is done after resolutions is not considered an attack. So that's just to keep that in mind. It can be pretty powerful trait there. Overwhelming Psionic Might is the name of the trait. And then also later on in his dial, Exodus gets a defense power called Immortal Acolyte, Energy Shield Deflection. Once per turn, when a friendly character is healed or turned to their starting click, heal Exodus 1 click. Okay, that probably won't come up that much because I don't think there's much healing on this team, but Exodus has it anyway. So that's, you know, just gives you another attacker, another solid attacker that has leadership. So that's why I used Exodus. Okay, so that's the first version of the team. The first version of the team is Ghost Rider. We have Ghost Rider. We have Chip. We have Guy Gardner. And we have Exodus. And we would equip the power gem to Ghost Rider or Exodus if you want, and the emotional modifier to Chip because you're carrying everybody around with Chip. So Chip will probably be central to give you that 4 square range, the 4 square 4x4 area. So that's the first version of the team. Well, you guys can take a look at that. Now my second version of the team would be to remove Exodus, and instead, you know, he's 95 points. Instead of using Exodus, you need somebody with leadership. So I was thinking Green Lantern, the super rare from Wonder Woman 80th anniversary set. So Green Lantern is 75 points and has 7 range with a single target. He's also got the Green Lantern core team ability, so he can carry people around too. He's got running shot, 19 defend, and 3 damage with leadership. He's also got 11 attack. And he can generate a construct as well, so you can generate another catcher's mitt with him. And he also has 2 stop clicks, stop invulnerability. One thing that's key with Green Lantern here is that he's got 19 defend. So that combined with the emotional modifier, which is reducing anybody within 4, reducing their attack by 1, and also combined with the catcher's mitt, which gives +2 defense at range because it gives your adjacent characters energy shield deflection. So now if you're giving everybody 19 defend, and then you're giving them energy shield deflection, gives them a 21 defense, and then you're reducing your opposing characters' attacks by 1. So that's almost like a 22 defense that your opposing characters, your opposing team needs to hit you on with you having a 22 defense, pretty much. You know, it's similar to that. I mean, not really, but it's very similar because you're reducing their attack by 1. High statistical odds that they're going to miss. And so that's good. Green Lantern, that's a good combo with the emotional modifier, and also you know, Green Lantern's defend. They combo pretty well together. Okay, and then that means, you know, he's only 75 points. So, you know, we took off Exodus, which was 95 points. So now he's only 75. So that gives us 20 points to play with. You know, the only thing I found that was 20 points, I thought this was really good. I don't know if everybody has access to this figure. I know that if you participated in the Heroclix for Huntington's event, you may have this bystander. It's good old Scott Porter. So we'll take a look at Scott Porter. He's a really cool bystander that they made for this Heroclix for Huntington's charity event. I have one. I know not everybody has access to one, so I do have another version of this team where you don't have to use him. But I thought that Scott Porter would be a really good figure to use on his team for 20 points. He's got sidestep, 11 attack with incapacitate, 16 defense, 1 damage with a special. He's a team player, so he can also copy the Green Lantern team ability or a different team ability if you want. And he also has 6 range with triple target, so he can triple target in cap for 11 attack. That's a really good triple target in cap. It's a really good trick to use if you need it in a pinch. His damage power says perplex. When Scott Porter uses it to target another friendly character, when that character attacks, their rolls of 10 and 11 are also critical hits this turn. So great thing with Scott Porter is that, you know, first of all, if you keep him next to Green Lantern, he has a 19 defense because of the defend. And then also he can perplex up defense even higher, or he can perplex up attack if you need it. And he has that great thing where if you roll a 10 or 11, it's considered a crit hit. So he's a really good, and you know, you can make him a taxi as well, because you can give him the Green Lantern team ability, and he can sidestep carry a lot of people everywhere. So it gives you a lot of mobility. It gives you a perplex, gives you in cap, and you know, you can keep him alive because you can keep him next to Green Lantern, and he'll have that 19 defense. So that's really good. So with that version of the team would be Ghost Rider, Chip, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, that's +4, Scott Porter, who I don't think adds to the theme count, so it's still a +4 theme team, +4 Herald theme team. And then you would equip the power gem to Ghost Rider, and you would equip the emotional modifier to Chip. So that's version 2 of this team. And then the last version of this team would be, you know, if you don't have Scott Porter, you don't have that bystander, what you could do is you can take out the power gem, because, you know, Ghost Rider's still pretty beefy without the power gem. He's got 11 attack, 4 damage with penetrating psychic blast. That's no joke. Plus he has 2 targets, so he can split up those targets, and he can divide it any way he chooses. So Ghost Rider is really good. He's got all that improved targeting and improved movement. So maybe you don't need the power gem. Take the power gem away, take Scott Porter off, so that gives you 30 points. And instead, you add another character to the force, making it a +5 theme team, and you would add Uatu. So Uatu is a really good figure. I mean, even without the, because I know he uses mission points, but he's still a good figure even without mission points. He has 12 range with a single target, and he's a giant sized figure, so he can see over, like, blocking and stuff, outdoor blocking, and he can see through things really good because he's a giant. He also has 12 range. He's only 30 points. He's got cosmic energy, so he can't be outwitted, and he also gets that willpower roll. He's got 5 clicks of life for 30 points, and he's got a 19 defense. 5 clicks of life with a 19 defense for only 30 points. 12 speed with phasing teleport, 0 attack with 0 attack. But I mean, later on in his dial, if you look at it, the last click, he gets a 12 attack with 4 damage, which is crazy. So actually, if your opponent does end up hitting Uatu, he gets stronger. He starts at 0 attack though. He's just a support piece. 19 defense with invulnerability, and 0 damage with probability control. So that's a 12 range prob, is always good. Not to mention he can carry people around because he's a giant, and he's got 12 speed with phasing, so he's good at carrying people around. He's got the Cosmic, Herald, and Scientist keywords. His real name is Uatu. Not to mention if you're watching What If, it's really cool to play with Uatu right now because, he was the narrator of the What If series on Disney+. So really cool character, really cool figure. And his trait is the mission point trait. I am here to observe the important cosmic events that are about to unfold. When an opposing character rolls to attack or break away after resolutions, if one or more friendly characters within range and line of fire used probability control to re-roll it, gain 1 mission point. So, that's, you're probably not going to win using mission points in this build, but he's mainly there to fill up 30 points and to give you a good prob, which actually this team needs some prob. There's really not a whole lot of prob on the other 2 versions of this team. So this gives you a really good option for probability control. So that version of the team is a +5 Herald theme team. Ghost Rider, Chip, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, and Uatu. And then you would equip the emotional modifier to Chip, and you would not have any other equipment. So let's just take a look at Ghost Rider one more time. So special thanks to Joe Pangrazio, who puts together Clix Nexus. Special thanks to Clix Nexus because his database of Heroclix figures is really good, and he always keeps everything up to date. So thank you to Clix Nexus for being used in this video. Don't forget, you're watching. Here's the shirt. You're watching Coffee and Clix. I hope everybody likes and subscribes and leaves comments if you're interested in and you like my content. I really appreciate it. I hope you keep watching and spread the word. Keep getting others to watch this channel. I hope you enjoy my team builds. You've been watching Team Build with Tlish, and I hope you enjoyed these 3 team builds based on Ghost Rider, the convention exclusive Ghost Rider that just came out in 2021. And don't forget, everybody, wake up and smell the Clix.